He's like, what the f? Maybe I don't need to send you off to the forest to die like Hansel and Gretel after all. Our son's not a loser after all, honey. Woo! This is what I'm saying, man. This dude's way too entertaining. Playing whack-a-mole here. This is hilarious. The beginning after the end crawled, so this could slightly walk. Anime is saved. Am I grifting right? So last week I watched a new anime called Hero Without a Class. Its first episode dropped and I said, that was fun. That was it. That was basically my thought. It was fun. Not gonna be a show I'm gonna be like, oh, you gotta watch it. Not gonna be a show that I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is among the best of the season. And while I'm still not gonna say that, I am gonna say I was wrong. The first episode, I think my opinion of it is pretty fair. It's fun, nothing extraordinary. The best part of it is, oh, Hero doesn't have a class. In this world, classes are how skilled people are defined. So if you don't have a class, it means you're pathetic. This dude clearly wasn't gonna struggle. He was able to do skills that other classes have because he wasn't constrained by that box. Episode 2 comes out, and pretty much right away, it's like significantly better. The big selling point for me in episode 1 was the nonchalant attitude of the MC. Like, the dude unironically got told, hey, you're a loser, the world will hate you, and his response was, and then he just went and trained. Like, I'm fully convinced this dude's partially autistic. Just, he says what is on his mind and he doesn't give a shit otherwise. He's hilarious without even trying to crack a joke. But episode 2, you get introduced to some more characters, you get properly introduced to the world and the environment. It's significantly more funny, and also it's way better animated. See, last week's episode came out, and the memes, like, they just wouldn't stop coming. Oh my god, Studio A-Cat can animate after all. The beginning after the end would never dream of moving as much as this. And while it definitely was a better animated episode than most of the beginning after the end, it wasn't like it was significantly better animated. It's just like, people don't understand animation at all, I'm convinced. Episode 2, no, like, those jokes are warranted now because it legitimately moved. Like, episode 1, enjoyable, wasn't like bad animation, it was just like average animation, it wasn't something that blew me away. Episode 2, like, significantly better animated, significantly more enjoyable. And while I'm still not going to say it's a must-watch, like, you have to watch this or you're missing out, I'm more close to saying that than I thought I would be. There's a lot I want to watch this season, and if this was airing on, like, a Saturday or a Sunday, I would say there's probably better things to watch. But nah, for a midweek show, this is the farthest thing from mid, and I absolutely was wrong, but just remember, beginning after the end, fans, whether or not you were like me and you enjoyed that anime, faults and all, or you were a diehard supporter of the source material and thought your favorite series didn't get the attention it deserved in terms of production, that show crawled so this show could walk, and honestly, I don't even think that's a bad thing, because so far this world and everything I enjoy a lot more than the beginning after the end's cast. Now you make sure you drop a like on this video, show your support, you can subscribe if you're new around here in Patreons where you catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more if you also want to help fund the channel in videos just like these. So, unless this series just crashes and burns on the channel, we'll probably do it on Wednesdays, but otherwise, you know where the videos live. So, the concepts that I'm seeing are nothing new. I don't think I've seen a single thing so far that I was like, oh, I've never seen this before in anime. But the way they're using them is fun. And I definitely have some questions, and of course this is a rhetorical question, don't actually answer in the comments section. If I don't say that, for some reason bozos will be like, well, to answer your question, it's like, no, I didn't actually have a question, you orangutan. So, the class system in this world functions as, oh, swordsman class, mage class, gardener class. Like, seemingly there's a class for everything. So the concept of being classless either never happens, or if it happens, like, you're a bum on the street. Like, good job, Rip Bozo. So him being told he's classless means that he's never going to be able to excel pretty much in anything. Like, he'll just be a freeloader, a leech. So obviously the world treats him with that type of disdain. Like, you're not going to be able to do it. But immediately you see, like, oh, a magical sword strike. So, like, in the swordsman class, you do, like, a couple slashes and it does, like, this X kind of, like, beam attack. It's like, I bet. You hit me, like, 6 times doing that, now I can do it. So obviously we're going to have the OP hero trope, but I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the classless nature, because there's one of two things that are going to happen. One, they do the thing that most of these shows do, which is he's so powerful that it couldn't properly read him. So either he has a secret class no one's ever had, or he essentially is a part of every class because he's just that powerful, and the way they read someone's class you know, often, like, think of the magic ball. You touch the magic ball and it explodes because you're so powerful. Or sometimes you touch the magic ball, it gives you a really shitty number because you actually went past its normal reader. So it might look like you got 100 out of, I don't know, 1,000, when in fact you're 100,000. It's stuff like that. Now, what I hope is happening is he legitimately just doesn't have a class. Because if they actually do that, I think there's a much more interesting story to tell. Because if this world, if the goddess or the gods designed it like, okay, humanity has classes, this is how we'll limit their potential so they don't become too strong, blah, 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 and somehow this man slipped through the cracks, the idea of a class limiting someone's potential, so here are the swordsman's classes, here's the blacksmith's class, but then you have a guy who functions like a normal human would, and just can do anything because he's not constrained by that box. That to me is more interesting. The show is called Hero Without a Class, so the argument would be, well, of course he doesn't have a class. I've been around the block long enough to know that names can be misdirects. So I'm totally expecting them not to do the cooler thing, but either way, either one of those will still work for entertainment. I'm just actually hoping he is classless because I think there's more interesting stories to tell there. The big thing with episode 2 is you get introduced properly to a couple characters that are going to be relevant and seemingly a part of his party. So you did get introduced to one of them in the previous episode who was dressed as a boy and kind of beat his ass, and then we beat his ass right back. Turns out here's this girl, and honestly her personality wasn't what I was expecting, because usually when you have like the hot armored knight who's like, I'm better than you, like, you're not expecting her to have like this like little girl moment where she's crying on the ground like, how did I lose? Like, it was fun. And the girl who tried to recruit us like 15 times before we reluctantly said yes, basically it was really funny because she's like, our guild's dying, we need a member. Okay, you signed it, you're classless. Okay, so either you're going to take your head off or I'm going to do it. Pick your poison. Because essentially it made her look like she was an idiot. Like, how did I let someone sign up to be in our guild and I allowed someone who was classless? The dude had so much aura, I thought he was a swordsman or something. He's like, no, it's okay. We got this. It's fun too because the guild he ends up joining was his mom's previous guild, and his mom was like the biggest hotshot swordsman around. So it'll be fun to see what they do with it, because ultimately they're going up against, what they're saying is it's going to be 5 versus 3, because they only have 3 members of this guild. And you know damn well we're going to crush it. Like, the show is going to function, and we're going to be able to predict a lot of what the show wants to do. But the way they're using the cliches, it really helps because it's not super, like, serious. All the characters that I've been interacting with in this show over 2 episodes that are seemingly going to be relevant, hell, even his own mother when she's like, oh my god, my son's a failure. Wait, you did a sword attack. Maybe you have a class. Oh, you know, you're still classless. Oh my god, what's going on? It's just like, there's a level of humor to this show that legitimately makes it enjoyable. I doubt I will ever get up here and say, oh my god, masterpiece of the season. But I went from thinking this was a average to slightly above average show that would be fun to watch because it hits a type of content that is enjoyable to me, to going into this is actually a pretty good and potentially great watch of the season. Not gonna say the best of the best, so like, if you don't vibe with it or you feel like you don't really want to touch it, I would understand, but it's like surprisingly better than I was expecting, and yeah, the production is legitimately good. Episode 1 I definitely think was overglazed for production, and I think it was just because people convinced themselves that if a studio has like a poor adaptation one time, it means that's all they're capable of. But if you actually look into beginning after the end, it just had a poor production schedule. Like, that's really what it was. But it is funny to make the memes that, you know, one of the biggest, arguably, shows that was supposed to come out the beginning after the end got the Temu level treatment, and then some show no one ever heard about got, like, actually pretty solid production. Listen, I liked both, but yeah, this one's already significantly better, both in entertainment value as well as production value. So I'm definitely here for an episode 3 and probably more. Let me know what you thought, though, down below. Are you like me? You thought episode 1 was fun, but episode 2 is what sold you? Or you got a different feeling? Let me know. Drop a like, show your support, subscribe. If you're new around here on Patreon, is of course, you catch my full live reactions to every single episode. And I also like to give video shows to my patrons. Alright, so today we got Agus, Torna, Backslash, Pope of the Church of Miyu, Nebs10, Da, Jamabu, Linkhitsu15, Rikamatsu, Jeffo369, Gareth Green, and we also have Zython. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.